Hi everyone, my name is Oge and I'm a 10th grade student, Cuarto de la ESO in Spain. In this video, I'm going to review the book Great Expectations, which was written by Charles Dickens, a realism author. He wrote this book in mid-19th century between 1860 and 1861. During this period of time, there were a lot of social changes happening, and some of them are reflected in the book. Great Expectations follows the story of our main character, Pip, a young boy's journey from a very poor childhood to a privileged adulthood. And we also see how the power of money and a high position in society affects him as he grows up. He starts as being a blacksmith's apprentice in a very small village and he ends up having a very large fortune, which is his great expectation. But he doesn't know who is his benefactor. It's a mysterious benefactor. He even moves to London to receive a higher education and he enters high society. He strives to know who is his mysterious benefactor, but he turns out to be wrong in almost all his guesses, in all his suppositions. We also follow his relationship with Estela, a young woman he deeply and completely loves, but who cannot return back his love. And that this fact really stressed him out and made him feel that nothing was worth it anymore. I really liked the plot. It was one of the main reasons I couldn't put the book down. I was continuously reading it because I wanted to know how the story ended. I really liked the way Charles Dickens tried to express that Pip, our main character, was trying to look for his true identity. I perceived that he realized that his great expectation, that was his money and high position, was less important than his compassion and loyalty and love for his family. I also liked the way Charles Dickens wrote, his way of writing, because this book is 160 years old and I could understand each and every single word and expression there was in the book. Charles Dickens was conscious about the way he needed to write things. He always went to the main point. He tried to express things as clear as possible, and that's something I really enjoyed because it made me to understand the message of the book and the purpose of the book much clearer, something that some books nowadays cannot achieve. The point of view he chose, that is Pip's, our main character, was really funny to me because at the beginning we see the point of view of a toddler, maybe 9 or 10 year old child point of view. We see his thoughts, his actions, his relationship with people when he was a little kid, and as he grows up, we see how these thoughts, actions, and relationships mature because he's starting to gain some common sense, to say it in some way, regarding general matters. This was something I really enjoyed and made me to laugh at times because I could feel identified with the thoughts of little Pip, and it made me realize that Pip was actually growing up as I was continuously reading the book. I also liked the fact that, as I previously mentioned, there were some social changes that were mentioned in the book. For example, how people started to move to bigger cities. In this case, Pip moved to London with a purpose to gain a higher education and to join high society. I think this is the most evident social change because the other ones are smaller and I couldn't identify them as much. Something I didn't like was the fact that Charles Dickens didn't enter in detail in the past of some of his characters. He just wrote a little bit of their story, a little bit of their past, but he just continued, and they were just flat characters. I didn't see any depth in them, and I would have really loved to know more about them, mostly about Bibi. If you read the book, you know who she is. Uh, I think that is the only thing I disliked, because I completely enjoyed this book, and I definitely recommend people to read it. I mean, Charles Dickens made a really good job with this book, and he made a really good job with all of his books. So I recommend you to read this book, Great Expectations. You'll enjoy it, you'll really like the plot, you'll learn a lot of things, you will improve your vocabulary and grammar. But I also recommend you to read other books of Charles Dickens, such as Oliver Twist and A Tale of Two Cities, because those two books are my favorites. I really hope you read this book, and I also hope you enjoyed this review. See you next time, and come on, you can read it. Bye.